Our stay at the Merlingen family palais got off to a peaceful start, and I was able to indulge for more than a whole day in the sweet illusion that Pearl and I wouldn't have to solve another gruesome murder this time. Alexander Merlingen was a count, unofficially at least, because there had been no true nobility in Austria for a long time. However, he still owned the beautiful palais, which had been in the family since the 19th century, and which was located on Vienna's Ringstrasse, one of the most august addresses in the city, as I'd heard our two-leggeds say. I would generally describe myself as a lover of the wild, open countryside, quite unlike my friend Pearl, who is a staunch sofa cat. But here, in this beautiful historic building, I felt at home straight away. After all, I'm also a dog with a keen interest in history, and this old palais really had plenty to offer. I was fascinated by the idea that it had been standing here in Vienna's old town for over 100 years, on the grand boulevard of the Ringstrasse, between churches and palais, luxury hotels, museums, and parks, not far from the Imperial Vienna Hofburg, St. Stephen's Cathedral, and the world-renowned Spanish riding school. And Alexander Merlingen's ancestors had even been regular guests at the Austrian imperial court. In addition, it had been snowing almost continuously for days, so that the palais and the entire Ringstrasse now shone in a mantle of beautiful white. The trees lining the grand boulevard wore thick white caps that made them look like sleepy giants, and the sidewalk and roadway were lined with high white mounds that the snowplows piled up as they worked. It was wonderful to romp around in them. As a thick-coated sled dog, I mean. The two-leggeds don't allow themselves this pleasure because they don't understand anything about the really great things in life. And the tiny one, Pearl, also spurned having a wonderful snow bath. But that was only to be expected, of course. We, Pearl, our two-leggeds, Victoria and Tim, and I, owed the invitation to Palais Merlingen to Oskar Neuring, our friend, the chief inspector from the island of Zult. Apparently, he was a close friend of Alexander Merlingen's, and had been since his youth. Alexander was giving a huge ball at his house this weekend in honor of his daughter Diana, as she had recently turned 18 and was now to be officially introduced into society. Organizing a festive coming-of-age ball for this occasion was an old tradition among the Viennese nobility, I learned. The fact that Oskar and Alexander had come up with the idea of inviting us was mainly due to the fact that a new four-legged resident had moved into Palais Merlingen a few weeks ago. Bella, a young female Malamute. One of my own kind. I was really looking forward to getting to know her. And Alexander had gone one better. When he'd found out from Oskar that we were currently staying in a hotel because Tim's rented apartment had gone up in flames during our last murder case, he'd quickly invited us not only to attend the ball, as originally planned, but also to move into a guest room and stay in his palais for a few days. "We have plenty of space," Alexander explained to us. "And Bella will certainly be happy to have a companion in the house for a while." The man really was so nice.